Simi Pasha and you're watching Good News Today, our special series where we bring you positive stories of hope and courage from India and across the globe. First up, the incredible story of two brothers, sons of a daily wager from Pratapgarh in Uttar Pradesh, who managed to crack the IIT entrance exam. Their initial fear was that they wouldn't be able to pay their entry fee, but as the story of their success spread, help started pouring in from all quarters. Here's their story.
Mired in poverty and battling the hardships, two sons of daily wage worker, Dharamraj Saroj cracked the coveted IIT entrance exams earlier this week. But his son's exceptionally inspiring story had some hiccups. To gain admission in the prestigious institute, Dharamraj had to garner 1 lakh rupees to pay the fees. A large sum for a labourer who is barely able to make ends meet. But after news of his sons qualifying for IIT began to spread, help started to pour in. The HRD minister waived off their fees and ensured they received scholarship during the course. Following suit, UP Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav promptly met the boys in Lucknow and promised financial aid.
मेरा IIT के लिए कोचिंग के लिए डोनेशन मिला, तो वहाँ मैं हैदराबाद में कोचिंग किया 2 साल, बहुत मेहनत किया, बहुत कड़ी मेहनत किया, दिन रात एक कर दिया। तो उसके बाद घर वाले किसी से मिला नहीं, मैं 2 साल किसी से एक बार भी कुछ मुलाकात नहीं हुई। 2 साल मैं घर त्याग कर बहुत मेहनत करके आज ये सफलता अर्जित किया हूँ।
पिताजी इतना मेहनत करते थे कि हम लोगों के अंदर वो जुनून आ गया कि हम लोग दोनों भाई पिताजी की मेहनत को व्यर्थ नहीं जाने देंगे, ऐसा दिल में बसा लिए और पूरे जुनून के साथ जुट गए, मेहनत किए और आज उनकी मेहनत रंग ला रही है।
Even the Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi personally called up the family, assuring further help. However, troubles for the Saroj family didn't end there. The family home came under attack just hours after the brothers returned home from Lucknow after meeting Akhilesh Yadav. Pelted with stones by upper caste goons for having secured a seat in the Indian Institute of Technology despite being Dalits. For now, the family has been provided police protection. Brought up in extremely adverse condition, these two boys from Uttar Pradesh's Pratapgarh have set a stellar example of grit and determination. Bureau Report, India Today.
From Uttar Pradesh to Bihar now, where a group of 18 children from a village of weavers has managed to clear the IIT entrance exam. They didn't have access to good schools and coaching centers, but through sheer hard work and determination, they managed to realize their dreams. Take a look.
Sounds of power looms in this nondescript village of Patwa Manpur in Gaya district of Bihar have been drowned by jubilant shouts of its residents cheering the 18 youngsters who have brought fame to the village. These youngsters have achieved what many engineering aspirants in the country term as the ultimate dream, a seat in one of the Indian Institutes of Technology. These 18 are amongst the 26,000 candidates who have successfully cracked the tough entrance exam to the IITs. And this isn't the first time the village witnessed such an accomplishment. What was once known as a weaver's village, today it has been unofficially renamed as an engineer's hub. Hundreds of youngsters from this village have graduated as engineers, with nearly a quarter of them passed out from the prestigious IITs. Painting a very different picture from other successful IIT students, these children of illiterate and semi-literate parents succeeded despite the lack of access to good schools and coaching centers. Having met ends meet with just his meager income as a weaver, Gopal Patwa is a happy man today. The years of struggle he and his wife Manju went through to educate their son Raja have paid off. With just the harsh roar of the power looms in their house for company, supportive parents and a will to succeed, these 18 youngsters have certainly cracked the code to the IIT success story. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now for a story that's going to put a huge smile on your face. A 17-year-old girl from Yamunanagar in Haryana who was preparing for her class 12 examination also helped her father appear for the exam. They both cleared it together with distinction. 41-year-old Lekram is now thinking of pursuing higher education with his daughter. Take a look.
41-year-old Lekram was living in frustration. The money he earned from driving wasn't enough for him to sustain his family. He was just 10th pass, unable to get a job. Humiliated at one office after the other. And people called him illiterate.
जब भी मैं जॉब के लिए अप्लाई करता था वहाँ मेरे से यही बोला जाता था कि आप मैट्रिक पास हो, आपके नंबर कम हैं, आपको और पढ़ना पड़ेगा। ये हौसला जो है मेरी बेटी ने दिया कि पापा आप भी पढ़ो मेरे साथ।
But just when he was about to give up, his daughter held his hand. His 17-year-old daughter, who was herself preparing for 12th boards, took upon herself the task to teach her father, who sacrificed everything so that she could go to school.
दिन रात मेहनत की हमने और +2 में पास हुए.
And their hard work did pay off finally. 41-year-old Lekram cleared his 12th class examination with distinction.
बहुत खुशी हुई है मुझे. अपनी पढ़ाई से ज़्यादा अपने पापा की पढ़ाई पे बहुत खुशी हुई है कि वो पास हो गए हैं, अच्छे नंबर आए हैं, मेरे से भी अच्छे नंबर आए हैं उनके.
जितना मेरा बेटा भी नहीं दे सकता जितना मेरी बेटी ने मेरे को दिया है. इससे मुझे अपनी बेटी पर बहुत गर्व है.
And now Lekram wants to study further because he has found his mentor in his own daughter.
मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं पढ़ लिख के ग्रेजुएशन करूँ, सरकारी जॉब के लिए अप्लाई करूँ.
This Haryana girl and her father are an exceptional example of how there is no age to pursue your dreams. Bureau Report, India Today.
Good news from a school in Jamui district of Bihar whose students have emerged as top scorers in the Class 10 board examination conducted by the State Education Department. What's incredible is that 30 out of the 31 top scorers in the state are from the same school. Here's that story.
Bihar's name has become synonymous with images of rampant cheating in exam centers across the state. The lack of teachers and resources together with rampant corruption has put a question mark over the credibility of education in the state. This seems to have mattered little to the students of Simultala Residential School. The very first batch from the school have had a very impressive run in the 10th Bihar board results this year. 30 of the 31 toppers belong to this school. The achievement is even more impressive when you consider that the school has only been in operation for the last 5 years and is being run from a rented home.
तर्ज पर यह डेवलप किया जा रहा है और याद रहे कि सिमुलतला का विद्यालय के छात्राओं का मूल्यांकन मैंने इसी भवन में जहां पर आप बैठे हुए ही करवाया था और विशेष तौर में बहुत अच्छे टीचर उसके लिए लगाए गए थे स्पेशल ढंग से. फिर भी उन लड़कों ने यह प्रतिभा का हम प्रदर्शन किया है. यह बहुत ही अच्छा शुरुआत सिमुलतला विद्यालय के लिए और सरकार के लिए.
ये हमारे शिक्षकेतर कर्मी और बच्चों के सामूहिक प्रयास का परिणाम है. रात दिन हम लोग शिक्षक और अभिभावक दोनों रूप में बच्चों को पढ़ाते रहे.
After Netrahat, another popular residential school moved to Jharkhand during the partition, Jamui christened the Simultala Avasya Vidyalaya, which was to be run from a rented apartment in the district. Out of the 35,000 applicants, 108 were chosen for the first batch, 30 of which have ended up toppers in the 2015 10th Bihar board examinations. The school born from the ashes of Netrahat has now beaten it comprehensively in the 10th results. Netrahat had a previous best of 10 toppers in the result list.
विद्यालय का परीक्षा फल टॉप 10 होता था और आज आपने जो रिजल्ट देखा है इससे सीधा आपको स्पष्ट हो रहा है कि बिहार में हमारा रिजल्ट उत्कृष्ट है. 98% हमारे छात्रों ने पाया है और सारे के सारे छात्रों न्यूनतम हमारा जो प्राप्तांक है वो 75%.
What is heartening is the way the students from this small Jamui district have overcome indifference and lack of resources to finish the best in the 10th results. Bihar's education prowess may still have a cloud of doubt hanging above it. But if results like this become commonplace, then that image may slowly start to change. Bureau Report, India Today.
There are so many homeless people who go hungry every day, even as tons of food gets wasted in our homes. But what if there was a way of connecting the demand with the supply chain? Here's an incredible story from Mahoba in Bundelkhand, where people have started a unique roti bank.
Mahoba in Bundelkhand has started a new bank. And Leela Devi is contributing towards that bank. On a daily basis, people from Mahoba contribute rotis for their unique roti bank so that nobody goes without food in the area.
ऐसा है कि हमारे जो बुंदेलखंड है और बुंदेलखंड में खासकर महोबा, यहाँ पे बहुत ही ज़्यादा बेरोज़गारी है और यहाँ पे जो कॉलोनियाँ बनी हैं वहाँ पे बहुत से ऐसा गरीब तबका है जिनको 2 वक्त की रोटी मुसव्वर नहीं है। तो समझ लीजिए उनके लिए ये हम लोग की तरफ से एक कंट्रीब्यूशन है कि जो उनको कम से कम हम लोग दे सके। रोटी बैंक हमारे महोबा में एक चलती है, तो हम लोग उसमें ये 2 रोटी अपनी तरफ से देते हैं, जो एक तरह की किश्त है जो हम लोग अपनी तरफ से देते हैं और वो गरीब लोगों के लिए जाती है।
मोटरसाइकिल में रोटी लेके आप कहाँ जा रहे हैं? रोटी बैंक में जमा करना। क्या मकसद है इसका? ये रोटी 2 रोटी देने जा रहे हैं, वहाँ गरीबों के लिए खाना पहुँचता है। जो लोग गरीब हैं, मोहताज हैं, उन लोग के लिए 2 रोटी पहुँचती हैं। ये सभी लोग आके दे देते हैं तो बेचारे गरीब लोगों को पेट भर के खाना मिल जाता है।
लोगों को मतलब पेट भर खाना नहीं मिल पा रहा है, भूख के मारे मर रहे हैं, प्यास पानी की कमी से। और क्या कहते हैं 2 रोटी की जो बैंक चल रही है उसमें हम लोग 2 रोटी जमा कर रहे हैं, उससे किसी का पेट का सहारा 2 रोटी हो सकेगा, मतलब पेट भरेगा, किसी की जिंदगी बनेगी।
शहर में बहुत से गरीब, यतीम और कुछ लोग ऐसे भी हैं जो मुँह से नहीं कह पाते, उनके यहाँ भोजन नहीं बनता है। तो ये आइडिया आया कि हमारे शहर में कोई भूखा न सो, लेकिन हमारा यही सतत प्रयास है कि हमारे बुंदेलखंड में कोई भूखा न सोए, फिर हमारे देश में भी कोई भूखा ना रहे।
Close to 400 houses participate in this. Volunteers knock on each door to collect rotis, which then are brought to their nodal office. And in the evening, the process of distribution starts.
पहले मांग के खाते थे, अब बैंक रोटी चल गई, जब से भूखे नहीं सोते।
This initiative is neither supported by any government aid, nor is it politically motivated. It's a good work that people of this area have taken up on themselves to provide food for all.
At a time when the government is promoting yoga in a big way, we bring you the story of K.S. Purushottam, who can easily qualify as a brand ambassador for the exercise and meditation form. The right side of Purushottam's body had been paralyzed after a cardiac arrest, but thanks to yoga, he's been able to regain his health. Here's his story.
8 years ago, K.S. Purushottam was paralyzed after a debilitating cardiac arrest. He firmly believed that he can never regain mobility on right side of his body. After being bedridden for almost a year, Purushottam lost his ability to walk or talk. At this point of his life, a friend introduced Purushottam to a yoga teacher. Regular practice of yoga brought about nothing short of a miracle. Purushottam regained his body balance and today works in the Mysore University in the Department of Library and Information Science.
2007 ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ 9ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಆಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯೋಗದಿಂದ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಿಸಿಯೋಥೆರಪಿ ಮಾಡಿಸೋರು ಬಂದು ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆಗೆ 80 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಏನೂ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಫಿಸಿಯೋಥೆರಪಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು 2 ವರ್ಷ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, 2000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ. ಅದೂ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಿಷಿನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡೋರು, ಅದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ಯೋ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಉಳಿದಿರೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಿಸಿಯೋಥೆರಪಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು. ಆಗ ನನಗೆ ಯೋಗ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತು. ಮುಂಚೆನೂ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರನೇ ಈಗಲೂ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಪಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವಾಗಿ.
Purushottam practiced yoga for 2 months with Swami Raghavendra, and a year later he found himself to be strong enough to stand on his own. He now does pranayam, kapalbhati, anuloma and other breathing and meditation exercises on a daily basis.
He is working at our department since from last 17 years. He was a very good worker. And 2007, what happened? Something paralysis attacked to him. After that, he struggled a lot while climbing to the ladder, all this steps, all that, and also coming to the department. All this was very difficult for him. And that time he took many medicines. Also, he was hospitalized, and then he practiced yoga. I think that helped a lot to him. And through that, the pranayama and many other asanas, he regularly doing at his home. So it helped much for recovering him from paralysis.
Purushottam has started taking classes for other stroke victims free of cost. Working in the university library has given him access to many books on yoga, and this motivated the Good Samaritan to share his knowledge and experience with others.